Hi everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. Today I have three DIYs for you, and the first one up is going to be a wreath, and I'm going to use the stone wreath form from Dollar Tree, and I'm also going to be using these hearts that I got at Hobby Lobby. They were 50% off and they're super cool looking. They're just paper, but they have these really cute wedges in them that make them a little more defined and give them a little more interest. And what I did is I am taking some antique wax from Waverly, and I am going on the edges of each one of these white hearts. And I also do it on the red ones, which you'll see in a minute. And all I'm using is one of my chip brushes to just kind of smudge it on the edges a little bit. And I'm just using, it's a dry brush. I'm not using a lot of paint on it. And I'm just going to be brushing it on the sides and then going all the way around the heart. And I do this with quite a few. I almost used the whole package. I think there was about 50 in the package, and this pack was like, I got 50%, no, 40% off, sorry, right now at Hobby Lobby for these. So now what I'm doing is I'm just going in with my brush again, and I am just brushing very lightly on the front of them as well, just to show a little bit more of them wavy lines that you see in between them. I couldn't believe these were paper. They are so cool looking, and they make this wreath turn out so pretty. So I can't wait for you guys to see it. So now if you get a little too much paint like I did right there, I didn't want that much, I just wiped my baby wipe and on it, and it just rubs it in a little bit so it won't come out as dark. So now that I'm ready and I did all my little distressing on every one of the hearts, I'm just going to start gluing them down to the foam piece. Now, what I should have did first, which I did not do, which I'm going to tell you is I should have painted the wreath first, because you're going to see the sides of it and I didn't want to see that green color. So I was going to paint it white and I totally forgot. So I just started gluing these on, and then I'm like, oops, forgot to paint the sides. So what I did is I went back, and I don't show it on camera, but I went back and I did paint the wreath white. So I just went around the back of the wreath with my paintbrush and went around the hearts in the back. And there it is, all done, all glued. And I just kind of overlapped them a little bit. So now I'm taking some Dollar Tree ribbon that I found, and I like this polka dot ribbon. I think it's super cute for Valentine's Day. And I also got this striped ribbon there as well. I believe it was there. Was it there? I'm not sure. I might have got this at, not Hobby Lobby. I could have got it at Dollar General. I'm not sure. And then I have this twine that this I did get at Hobby Lobby with the 40% off, and it's a pretty twine, and it has these heart wood veneer hearts on it that I just ripped off, and some of these beads, which I'm going to use in another project, which you'll see in a minute, so I don't waste anything. And what I'm doing here is I'm making a messy bow. So I'm just cutting my strips of different ribbon that I wanted to use to make my messy bow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to crisscross these once I get them cut and layered. And I just layered them on top of each other, made sure they were all the same length, roughly the same length. And now I'm going to cross them like a cross, well, kind of like an X. I shouldn't say a cross, it was an X, like that. And then what I do is I come in with some of my floral wire that I got at Dollar Tree, and I just twisted it together. I crunched it in the middle, twisted it all up, and there is your rough bow. Really simple bow. I love these kind of bows because they're so rustic, and I just think they're super cool. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that on the top there with that little wood veneer heart that I ripped off of that twine to put in the middle. But first, I want to make something to hang my wreath with. So what I did is I bought these big bag of beads from Amazon. I will have the link down below. They're not expensive. I believe it was $8, and you get a lot. I mean, a lot. And they just come in this neutral wood color, and you can paint them anything you want. So I'm using the antique wax by Waverly, and I just painted them on my little wood square, and then I put them on my little rope that I had, and I just glued it to the back. And there's my little hanger for my wreath. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue on my bow to the top, and see how you can see the green a little bit on my thing, and that's why I've realized I was supposed to paint the back. But that's okay. You guys know it, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm just gluing that down, and then I'm going to take that little white wood veneer that was on my twine that I ripped off, and I'm going to glue that down in the middle as well. And that's it for this DIY. And there it is. So pretty. I absolutely love the way this turned out. It's so rustic and I love it. On to DIY number 2. Now DIY number 2, I took this scrap piece of wood that my husband had left over, and I also took this little jar and that love sign that I got at Dollar Tree. First, I'm going to come in with my Waverly chalk white paint, and I am going to paint this piece of wood. Now, you can use any piece of wood that you may have. I just happen to have scraps of wood that my husband always has left over from projects and things, so I used it. I did sand it down first a little bit, and then now I'm just going over it with the chalk paint. Now, I only do one coat on this because I'm going to come in and distress it quite a bit with the antique color, so I didn't need to have a full coat. I wanted it to look distressed. So now what I'm doing is I'm coming in with it on my love sign as well. And I go inside, I make sure I get in between all my letters on the top and on the sides so that it has full coverage. And I also did the back as well. So I just covered the whole thing, and I was using that other brush, but it was not working. I did not like that brush. So I went in with this brush instead. I don't know what was up with that brush, but it just wasn't a very good brush. So now I'm just filling the rest in, as you can see, and I'm just going to get in between everything, all the letters on the top. And I didn't do 2 coats on this either because I'm going to distress it with that other paint, so I didn't need to have it full on coverage. So, but you could paint it however you want for your look for your home. So I did dry in between because I have no patience. And now I'm coming in with my chip brush, and I am going to distress it with the Waverly Antique paint. And notice I got a little too heavy there in a couple of spots. So I came in with my baby wipe, and I just kind of wiped it and smudged it a little bit. And that kind of helps. Or you can go back over it again with your white paint, which I also did. And then I made sure I got the edges real good because I want that to kind of be defined a little bit more. So I really made sure I got the edges. And you can make it as dark, as light as you want. See how I came back in with the white to kind of tone it down a little bit. And then I went over it again. And that's what you keep doing. You just keep working with it till you get it to what color you want it to be. So now I'm also going to do that with my love sign as well. And this one I'm just kind of going in a downward direction because that's just the direction I wanted to go with it. And I just kept going with that. And I did it around the edges and the inside of my letters as well, just so I get that full coverage and a finished piece. And I love doing this technique. Everything turns out so pretty, so rustic, and I love that farm look to it. So now this heart glass piece I found at one of the Dollar Trees, and I have not seen it at any other Dollar Trees, so I don't know if you guys are going to be able to find these, and it's almost Valentine's Day, so I pretty much doubt it, but for next year maybe if you want to do this, or you can use any candle that you have to do this. It doesn't have to be this particular candle. I've seen it done with other candles as well. But what I did is I just took some twine and I just wrapped it around and glued it a few times. And now what I'm going to do is I tied a nice little bow with the twine. And then those beads that I pulled off of my other twine, I'm going to add them to this piece of twine. And then I'm going to attach it to my candle holder. Now this isn't really a candle holder. I guess you could put candle in there, but it's really a bottle. And what I put in there is, you'll see in a minute, I put some floral picks that I found at this other Dollar Tree that I found that I'm super psyched about because it is a large Dollar Tree and I never knew it existed in my area until recently. And I'm so excited about it because they have everything there. So pretty excited about that. So make sure you guys really look around your neighborhood because I'm sure there's probably plenty of Dollar Trees to go to. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to glue that on the front of my little bottle here like that. And then look how cute with the little beads on the end. I absolutely love it. I love the way this turned out. And now I'm going to stick the other wood veneer heart that I pulled off on the front of my little bottle. Super cute, isn't it? I love it. Love it, love it. All done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this love sign, and I got these picks, weren't from the Dollar Tree, they're from Walmart, but they were only 98 cents. And you got like a pack of 4. This heart was a little bit larger than the ones you get from Dollar Tree, so I used this one to fill in that empty space there that shows a heart. I just wanted something red so that my sign would pop out on my board here. And now what I'm using is E6000 glue for a permanent hold. And then I'm going to also come in with my glue gun just to give it that quick hold as well. And then I'm going to glue that all down onto that main board there. And I did tilt it to the side a little bit. I also put a piece of felt on the back. You're not going to see the back of this. So I did that to like kind of cover the back of my styrofoam piece heart that I put on there. And now I'm going to glue down my bottle. And I'm going to do the same thing, the E6000 and for that permanent hold, and then my glue gun for that quick hold. And there you go. And you want to definitely use a strong glue for this so it stays. So now I found these beautiful picks at this Dollar Tree, and I was totally psyched because these flowers looked so real. They were absolutely beautiful. And I love these ones with the red roses. So I cut the big one off, and I'm going to glue that down in between my sign and my bottle. And then I stuck the other piece inside that bottle. And this turned out so pretty, guys. Wait till you see the close-up. I know you can't see it because of the way my camera is angled, but when you see it now, it's coming up in a second. And here it is. Ta-da! Look how pretty that is. I absolutely love it, guys. Awesome, awesome idea. Now, DIY number 3. I love this one too. So this one is, you remember those hearts that you get that has all that glitter on them? Well, I took all the glitter off, and I used 2 of these. So I took all that glittery tinsel off, and now I'm going in with my white chalk paint by Waverly, and I'm using this little sponge dabby brush, and I'm just dabbing the outside of what would you call this? My heart. So I'm just dabbing all this down, and once I get it all done like that, I did the inside and the outside of it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a styrofoam piece of craft foam, and I am going to zip tie this to the middle towards the bottom of this heart. And I'm just going to zip tie it around the little pieces there. And then once I get it zip tied in, I'm going to snip off the edges. And then we're going to zip tie the other heart on top. So I did use 6 zip ties to go around the heart. And I just kind of secured it on the bottom, on the top, and then 2 on the side, on each side. So this way it was nice and secure. And then what I did is I came in with some floral picks that I got from the Dollar Tree as well. And I came in with these white ones and these really light, like blushy color peach. I don't even know. They're like a blush color. And I'm going to stick them in my craft foam. So now what I'm doing is I just stuck them in however you want them. I did a few on the edges of the white, and then I kind of centered the blush color ones towards the middle and top. And this turns out so cute, guys, and so pretty and so easy. So I absolutely loved it. And then what I did is to kind of fill up the back and the top, I used the leaves that were left over on my picks and I stuck them in the back. Now I got this bunch from, it was only $2 and I got it from Walmart. And I stuck a couple of these picks in here and it's just greenery, little green leaves. And I stuck those in like that. So they kind of stick up a little bit inside the cage. Super cute. And now I got that pick right there with the butterfly on it and those colors from the wedding section at Hobby Lobby, and it was on sale. They always have a sale in the wedding section. So kind of look for flowers and picks in there as well. And then what I did is I took these vine hearts that are at Dollar Tree, and these were the smaller ones, I believe. And what I did is I took some twine and I tied them on. I used 3 of them and I tied them at different lengths. So I tie one up a little bit, the one in the middle down a little bit, and then the other one up a little bit. And now I'm going to take some of this vine twine that I got at also Hobby Lobby. When they have 50% off of their ribbon, I always go look and see what I want and what I can grab for cheap. So this ribbon actually only costed me $1.50, so not bad. And what I did is I just twisted it around the whole edge of the wreath. So I went in and out with it, and it kind of covered up my zip ties that I zip tied it down with. So this really covered them up very well. And I just love the way this turned out, guys. It is so beautiful. And this is something you can hang up all year. It doesn't have to just be for Valentine's Day. And then I found this beautiful burlap ribbon that I've never seen before at the Dollar Tree. So look out for this one too. Super pretty. And it has this white zigzag going through it. And it's just so pretty. And I use that as my hanger for my little wreath. And it kind of looks like a little cage. And it's just so pretty. And I love the way this turned out. So there it is, guys. That's all of them. I hope you like them. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you. Just hit that red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. And I want to thank you guys for watching. And remember, stay crafty. Bye.